Good evening. It wasn't just another protest over budget cuts at the University of Florida. It was a place to get some answers.
A General Assembly on campus brought together the stakeholders worried about UF's looming budget cuts. TV 20's Chris Gilmore reports the time is running out to fill a multi-million-dollar hole. Chris?
It's going to be a hard one to fill. Students still say that the best bet is using reserve money that the university has in cases of an emergency. But UF officials aren't convinced.
You know, it's difficult. Absolutely. These are very difficult and painful cuts.
At more than $30 million, it's a cut that these people are afraid won't heal. This year's budget shortage isn't new to the University of Florida, which has faced cuts for the past 6 years. A reserve that in June of last year totaled $111 million is what students and staff at today's assembly say should be a clear solution to U.S. financial woes.
My question is, if they knew that these cuts were coming down, why wasn't that money spent on stopping the layoffs, on not closing departments, keeping these departments and libraries open?
Over $40 million has been taken out of the reserve already since last year to offset previous cuts. UF's administrators project that at the end of the current fiscal year, the reserve total will be closer to $75 million. In an attempt to soften the blow of a smaller budget, UF dropped plans last month to make major cuts to the Computer Information and Science Engineering Department.
The way to solve the problem, as it was handed down to us from the legislature, is not by closing departments and closing libraries and laying off TAs and laying off staff and sending international students back to the countries that they came from when they were promised an education here. The way that we need to do that is to use our reserves in order to cover the budgetary shortfall.
Union members believe if UF spends its reserves, the state will eventually put the money back. UF representatives aren't so sure.
They believe that the legislature will return the money next year. We're not so sure.
On May 29th, the Faculty Senate will host an open forum with faculty, staff, and students for them to voice their concerns. The deadline's in 2 weeks. June 7th and 8th, the UF Board of Trustees will meet to vote on the university budget proposals that will go in effect starting next fiscal year, which is July 1st. Chris Gilmore, TV 20 News.